Hello, I am Tyra. I'd like to welcome you guys to my channel, Struggle Reviews. This is my first video. I decided to call my channel Struggle Reviews because I'm literally struggling and battling with myself to get this commentary out to you guys because I'm very uncomfortable with my own speaking voice or looking at myself on camera, but I'm gonna try anyway. If you guys like it, please subscribe and come back for more if I make another video. Okay, I'm here to review I May Destroy You, episode 1 and 2, season 1. It took me some time to actually find something that I wanted to review because I kept watching things and trying to connect to it. I love a lot of things, but nothing enough to where I felt like I could make my first video on it and speak about it with enthusiasm. Until I saw this. I was introduced to Michaela Cole through the Netflix series Chewing Gum, where she played Tracy. I loved it. She's very quirky, very funny. When the series ended after season 2, I looked into, what happened. It was so great. I was really looking forward to it. And she talked about being sexually assaulted while writing an episode of the show. And she just didn't feel comfortable doing it anymore. So she kind of moved on and put everything into this passion project here. I do not know if she was sexually assaulted in this particular way, but I do know that her drink was spiked and something happened to where she wasn't comfortable writing on chewing gum anymore. But let's get into it. Okay, so it starts off, you see the character Arabella. She's taking a break or some sort with what you see. From what I was looking at, it seemed like a stranger. It seemed like somebody she didn't know. Like it was just some random guy standing next to her while she was waiting for her Uber. But it's actually some guy that she does know, that she's very interested in. It seems like she wants a little bit more than he's willing to give. She's throwing out little, you're gonna miss me, you're gonna think about me. And he's like, like, get in the car, girl. So, yeah, she is kind of leaving that behind and going to her native London. You find out that she's a up-and-coming writer, and from the looks of it, maybe she has some writer's block going on or some situations where she just wasn't completing her next book. So when we get there, she gets to her flat. We're introduced to her roommates. The guy's name slipped me, but I do know that her girl roommate's name is Terry. She's kind of doing everything but focusing, everything but writing. She gets a phone call from the people who are supporting her in publishing and getting her books out there, that there's a deadline to enter this competition for writing, and they're like, are you done? And she says, yeah. And yeah, I'm done. And from the audience view, you can see that she's not really done. She's not really dedicated, from the looks of it, a lot of time to actually completing this project because she's been having a good time in Italy with her friend. So she goes to this office-like area to complete her book, where she gets a visit from her friend Kwame. As we can see, Kwame is maybe gay or bisexual. He seems like a very supportive friend. He's encouraging her to finish, concentrate. He's sitting there. He's giving her back feed on what she's written. But then she gets a phone call from her friend Simon, another guy. She's like, I'm working. It's like, no, Simon's come out, hang out, take a break. She's like, it's Thursday. I'm trying to finish this book, this draft for my book. And even Kwame is like, nope, cut it. And he said he's very persuasive. If you could go back to the scene with her standing and waiting for her Uber with the guy she likes, he's actually calling her to go out way before she even boards the plane to go back home. So we can kind of see what kind of friend he is, in a sense. But her friend leaves to, go hook up with some guy, and she's sitting there and she's kind of left to her own devices. She's lounging, she's on Google, she's going down Twitter threads, trying to figure out what she can do to fill in these blank spaces on her draft. So now she's just like, I'm gonna go out. I see her set a time on her phone for about an hour, but when people set times, you never really stick to it. But okay, we cut to Simon and his wife, Kat. Now, from the looks of it on the outside, you see Kat being really persuasive. He's on his dating app, looking at women. Kat is trying to get this threesome popping. She kind of seems like she's maybe a little bored in her marriage, and she kind of wants to spice it up. She's kind of alluding to, if you want to do your thing, that's okay with me. Where we see Simon, he's kind of like, oh, not interested. For pretty much, he's not interested. She tells him, you can, save the app if you haven't already saved it. And she's like, if you're interested, she's beautiful, you can talk to her, you can save her number, this, that, and the third. And he's just like, why does it have to be about all of that? Basically, I'm on this app because you're interested in a threesome. I could care less. I'm content with you just being my wife. I have no interest in this app or this beautiful bald woman who's on the app. And she ends up apologizing, going, I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions, yada, yada, yada. She goes to finish getting ready for them to actually meet this woman that she cares to have this threesome with. So we cut to them in a nightclub type of scene, and we see the wife. He's actually there with one of his American cousin, and she introduces herself, and she's kind of approachable, but a little, she's saying weird things about how she's her bouts with depression, and then she's never had a 8-year relationship, let alone 8 months, 8 weeks. And Kat is kind of into it. Kat can really care less about what she has going on personally. Kat is just trying to get it in and get this threesome popping. Like, you like me, I like you, let's go. Simon is just there, showing no interest, not really looking at her, but kind of giving his cousin these little odd looks. I kind of didn't know what was going on, but once she got that phone call saying that she had to leave because something happened to her mom, I was like, okay. So we see Kat. She's a bit disappointed that, it didn't go the way she thought it was, but she's like, if we can do anything, we just, looking to link back up because, girl, we trying to get you in this bed. But she leaves and goes home. We cut to Simon and Arabella linking up, even though we know that she's supposed to be finishing this draft that's due. They're waiting. As she's walking on the street, we see a fan. They're quoting the book. She has her picture taking. So from our standpoint, we see that Arabella she's popping. Her book reach people or touch people on a personal level enough for people to tell her that they're looking forward to what she has coming next. Like, it's hype. So we would think that she would be putting her all into making sure she finishes this project, but where is Arabella? meeting up with Simon. As soon as she meets with Simon, we already see that she's neglecting her responsibility. And then as soon as she meets him, what does she do? Snort coke. Yeah, some friend. But you know, whatever. They go out to do some karaoke first. And you know, they're having a good time, they're drinking, all is good. She meets I don't want to keep calling her the bald-headed girl. I believe her name is Alyssa. I believe it's Alyssa. She meets Alyssa, kind of alludes to what she thinks is going on, and for lack of a better word, Sam is like, chill, it is what it is. Arabella is like, you know, I like Cat's cooking. He's like, don't worry about it, Cat thinks you're ugly. Like, okay, whatever, that has nothing to do with anything. You have a wife, why are you in here with Alyssa? But, you know, she's like, whatever. She's focused on having a good time and having a distraction from finishing her draft. So she's having a good time. They're partying, they're dancing, they're singing, they're vibing. All of a sudden, we see, well, at least I see everybody around the table is familiar with each other besides the new Alyssa character who is there for Simon. And we see a white guy come over with drinks, with shots. Now, Arabella and Alyssa, I don't know if every single drink was spiked, but when they took their shots in particular, they seemed very strong and bitter, and that the aftertaste was just too much. And it was just like, I could just see a difference in when they took their shots versus when Simon and his cousin took their shots. But anyway, they're having a good time. At this point, we don't know what is going on. We just see that Arabella is losing it. She's losing the proper mobility. She's not talking. She's tripping. She's falling all over herself, over things. She's stumbling. She's throwing up. We don't know what happened. We do see that in the process of all of this happening, she is by herself. There is no Alyssa, there's no Simon, there's no cousin. We just see her stumbling out of the bar alone.